Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome to the temple. We begin our service on page 344 as we sing together Shir Chadash. Welcome back to Shir Chadash, our wonderful choir that is led by Dr. Louie. I think it's the first Shabbat since the beginning of March 2020 that we're back with the Shir Chadash, and we hope that the numbers of infections will continue to drop, and we'll be able to keep enjoying our wonderful choir. We turn now to page 2 for the blessing over the candles and the fruit of the vine. I would like to invite Sarah Harlan and Shir Chadash to lead us with the candles and the fruit of the vine.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, borei peri hagafen. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who creates the fruit of the vine.
Turn now to page 20 for Lecha Dodi.
Shabbat Nikalela Louie v'shalom Hateret ba'alam Gam b'simcha u'b'tzufala Toch emunim am segula Louie vala Louie vala Lecha lecha dozi Lekrat lekrat kala V'nei p'nei Shabbat
And we rise now as we turn to page 28 for the Berlow. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, the ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Ama'ariv Aravim. And we turn to page 34 for the calling of the Shema.
Adonai
be seated. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Now to page 40 as we sing together Mi Chamocha. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter, in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth, for with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth, prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch ata Adonai, הפורס סוכת שלום, עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
the tefillah on page 46. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu,
אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, God of our fathers and mothers, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, and God of Jacob, God of Sarah, God of Rebekah, God of Rachel, and God of Leah, the great, mighty, and awesome God, transcendent God, who bestows loving kindness, creates everything out of love, remembers the love of our fathers and mothers, and brings redemption to their children's children for the sake of the divine name. Sovereign deliverer, helper, and shield, blessed are you, Adonai, Sarah's helper, Abraham's shield. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. You are forever mighty, Adonai. You give life to all. You cause the wind to shift and rain to fall. You sustain life through love, giving life to all. Through great compassion, supporting the fallen, healing the sick, freeing the captive, keeping faith with those who sleep in the dust. Who is like you, source of mighty acts? Who resembles you, the sovereign who takes and gives life, causing deliverance to spring up and faithfully giving life to all? Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives life to all. Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated as we turn to page 61 for the blessing of Shalom. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, or eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. our prayer for healing and courage and strength in our lives, the Misha Berach, is on page 253. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We have a wonderful Torah portion. It's actually a fairy tale, something that never happened, but there's a great message that is relevant till today that comes out from the story that the Torah is telling us. Our Torah portion is about God destroying the world. Just last week, we read how God created the universe, and God looked down at everything that God created and said, wow, it's all very good. And this week, the Torah portion begins when God says, this is terrible. Human beings are wicked, and I'm going to destroy the world because the inclination of humanity is evil from their youth. And God destroys everything. Leaves one family, Noah, and a few animals that are packed in an ark. And for 40 days and 40 nights, there is a horrible flood and the entire world is destroyed. And then, the end of the flood, and God makes a covenant with us, the rainbow, the famous rainbow, and God says, I will never ever destroy the world again. And I will never ever interfere with nature. Everything will be in its time. And why is that? Because the inclination of humanity is evil from its youth. So the same reason that God got God to destroy the world is now used for God promising that God will never ever destroy the world again. So what's the great message in this fairy tale, in this story? It seems that God destroyed the world for no good reason, because even if there was a good reason, nothing changed. And now all of a sudden, God says, well, for the same reason, I'm never destroying the world again. You know, there is an urge in human society and in human religions, there is that yearning for a total destruction of the entire world, of all humanity, and for rebuilding the world from start. Just like when we get fed up with our computers or whatever technology we have, and we just want to break it and restart again, or get a new one and restart again. So there's that urge when it comes to the world, but that's a much more dangerous urge. So religions, especially monotheistic religions around us, are saying at the end of days, the world will be destroyed. There will be a horrible war, and then out of that destruction would come a new and a better world. And our Bible, our Torah portion actually brings a message that says, no, that was tried actually at the beginning of history. That's not going to happen in the end of history. It happened in the beginning of history, and it completely failed. God thought that destroying the world is a good idea and restarting the world again will create a better world, and God found out that nothing has changed. So actually, we live in the best of all worlds. It's not a perfect world. We're supposed to make it better, but destroying it is not going to help us. It's actually just going to cause destruction. So we better preserve it and stick to the world and make sure that our contribution to the world is not going to be destroying it, but actually building it and prepping it and perfecting it one step at a time. Just try and live it a little bit better than it was when we got into this world. Shabbat Shalom, and our anthem is Let There Be Love. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation, whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. On this Shabbat, we remember especially John A. DeAngelo, Shirley Tanches-Deris, Elsie Weil, Norton Waterman, David L. Waterman, Pat Waterman, Edwin A. Tuttle, Pearl K. Turk, Sharon Subo, Alan Siegel, Samuel M. Sarno, Tess R. Ruby, Sidonie Roth, Max Rosenberg, Rebecca Rosen, Roger Prisant, Ruth Okun, Yandel Okun, Dorothy Moss, Teresa Magidson, Stanley Lowenstein, George Klein, George Caviar, Susie Jacobs, Mace Heimson, Charles Hurstman, Louis Getzel, Philip Gerstein, Annette Weingale, Doreen Myers, Hilda Myers, Ayman Friedlander, Gertrude Flexner, Florence Fine, Celia Diamond, Bernice Kozlow, Edwin Cohen, Irvin Cohen, Rose Kagan, Louis Brandeis, Max Bornstein, J. Harry Bloom, Ray Bloom, Leo Ben, Alan Baker, Lillian Jacobs, Martin Harris, Vera Gross, Margaret Hayes, Sam Gross, Edith Grabfelder. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. With the blessed memories from our loved ones in our hearts, we rise as we turn to page 294 for the Mourner's Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעולמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. זיכרונם לברכה, may the memory of our loved ones come to be a blessing and a benediction to us all. Amen. Our closing song is Oseh Shalom. We ask God to bring peace and wellness and wholeness to all humanity.
Amen.
led by Dr. Louie Bailey. It was wonderful to have you here again. And Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Please say Shabbat Shalom to someone that you haven't met before. And there are cookies made by the women of Reform Judaism that are waiting for you on your way out. Shabbat Shalom.